Yo guys, how's it going? So today I'll be getting to round 100 on FIREBASE Z, and I'll talk you through exactly how I did it. So I failed a few times doing this. I quit at round 80 and I quit on round 96 because I wasn't happy with the amount of downs I had. I got to round 100 and I wasn't happy with that because I had too many downs. I also failed the exfil by one enemy. So anyway, here's a few fails from my round 100 playthrough. So recovering from a down, I threw a Gersh to protect me while I got my perks, which for some reason decided not to go off. So that was a free down. So I got up, threw another Gersh, but for some reason this Gersh decided to take a solid decade to go off, causing me to down again. Skip ahead 13 rounds, and I got another silly down just because I wasn't really paying attention. Next round I got another down, which was ridiculous because I was shooting the red orb, which was meant to explode and kill all the zombies, but it didn't. Then another stupid down because I tried to craft something at a bad time. Really unlucky down here because the mimic grabbed me, then got me trapped straight after. Then finally the exfil. I could have done so many different things to kill this mangler in time, but I wasn't thinking properly. I was literally going to kill it as his armor broke. He swung for me and his head moved in the last second. I also tried to reload, fully expecting electric cherry to pop, but it didn't, so that's just unfortunate. But after failing that, I decided to go again, and here's how it went. So I spawned in with a Vargo assault rifle. I went with this because I wanted something longish range and a decent fire rate to take out the order. And of course my field upgrade was a Ring of Fire. After my first few attempts I gave it a day or two before coming back, and when I come back the Halloween event had started. So this made my setup a lot easier. Because, well, I didn't know this at the time, but zombies occasionally drop a pumpkin that you can pick up, and the pumpkin can pack-a-punch your gun or level up its rarity. It can even drop the wonder weapon, so really all you have to focus on is buying your perks. I don't really know if you can deactivate this, but I don't think it really matters because setting up is usually just boring and really easy, so I guess it just speeds the game up. So anyway, I turned the Rage Inducer on to start to power through the rounds as fast as possible. And as you just saw there, I picked up my first pumpkin, which gave me a pack-a-punch, and it leveled up my gun's rarity. And now I'm just doing trials so I can get my wonder weapon as early as possible. You don't have to use trials to get your wonder weapon. You could just build it, or you could get it in a box, but I think trials are the easiest and fastest way. If you get the right challenges, you can get legendary rewards very quickly. I think you need legendary rewards to get the wonder weapon. I could be wrong though, it might just be harder to get it. Luckily in this game I had two really good challenges. I had the critical kills, so that's just headshots, and then I had get kills at the helipad, which is where I was anyway. So I was able to get legendary rewards 2 times in the space of these challenges. Luckily my second lot of rewards gave me the wonder weapon. After I picked up the wonder weapon I went straight to the Aether reactor and finished that by round 11. From there I went to the second Aether reactor and I also finished that by round 11. And then from there, I went to the third and final Aether reactor, and then I ended up finishing that by the end of round 12. So at this point I would normally focus on pack-a-punching my weapon before buying my perks, but because I'm going to get pack-a-punch out of the pumpkins, I thought I would just upgrade my perks like already. So that's what I did, went down to the courtyard, bought all the perks that I needed, and then I decided I'm going to stay in the courtyard until I get to the order. And that's when I'll start my high round strategy. I'm going to stay in the courtyard because it's just going to make the rounds faster because all the spawns are really close by. I pack-a-punch my Vargo to get some ammo, forgetting that I could have just bought ammo. But it doesn't really matter because I didn't need the points for anything else. After I finished this round, I got my first defense round, which was easy with Deadshot and a double pack-a-punch gun. I went from there back to the courtyard to continue flying through the rounds. I absolutely flew for around 16, 17, 18 and 19, and by the time I got to round 20 I had another defense round, which again was really easy because I already had a triple pack-a-punch gun at that point. So I spawn trapped the zombies and ended the round in about 20 seconds. So while I was down in the courtyard I managed to get a lot of stuff done, ready for my high round strategy. I managed to get my wonder weapon fully pack-a-punched and my Vargo fully pack-a-punched, I also got my Vargo to legendary tier for maximum damage. I also got level 3 armor and a chopper gunner just in case things went bad. I had to start looping them and shooting them at safe spots instead of spraying like a madman, because it was getting pretty hectic and they were a lot stronger, so I could have easily got trapped. Finally I had my first defense round where I had to defeat the Order. Usually what I do for this is try to have your ring of fire ready, but it doesn't really matter if you don't. And I just aim at the rock where he spawns from and just shoot as soon as he spawns out of that rock, get as much damage on him before the zombies spawn in. He does get quite difficult in the higher rounds to take out, but I got a pretty easy strategy for what you can do to take him out. So now we are on to the highest round strategy. It's a really simple strategy. Basically what you have to do is get your wand weapon and use the alternative ammo using up on the D-pad. Shoot the orb and then switch back to your normal ammo type and shoot the orb again to make it last longer. The orb will do damage over time and slow the zombies down. If you shoot the red orb enough times, it will explode and kill all the zombies around it. If you keep spamming that until you have your ring of fire, put yourself in the corner next to the window, activate your ring of fire, spray with your normal ammo on your wonder weapon. You don't have to pay much attention just yet because the rage inducer slows down the spawn rate. Once it hits 56 though, the rage inducer makes the spawns go back to normal and you will have to pay attention at all times because they come in quick. You need to make sure you know exactly when your ring of fire is going to end, because if you don't, you will get trapped. Also, of course, you need to leave the door behind you closed for this to work. Also, another thing you should know is that if you get pushed against the closed door and you use a chopper gunner because you got trapped, do not hold square to exit the chopper gunner. This will make you open the door while exiting the chopper gunner. That strategy slightly changes after round 56 once the zombies spawn in faster. So here on round 43 I had another order, but I won't really talk that much about it now. I'll just wait until a higher round and explain my strategy for it. But I was going to let round 50 play out for you, just to show you how slow the round was with the Rage Inducer active, but it took like a whole 2 minutes just to complete this round, which is pretty slow. So I'll just let you see a little bit. Notice how the spawns are really, like, they're not that quick, and then notice how the next clip I'll show you how like ridiculously quick they are, so you can imagine how like fast it is for you to just get trapped and killed instantly. Round 54 I had another order. I ain't going to show this one, I'll show the next one because it's a higher round and more difficult. So the Rage Inducer is now off and the spawns are insane. The strategy slightly changes here, and what I do instead of before is I use the red orbs to slow the zombies down. I usually shoot one red orb and shoot it to make it last longer, then I do that 2 more times, and then for the third one that I shoot, I'll spray it until it explodes, killing all the zombies that have been slowed. That'll be enough to charge my ring of fire, and after I've used that, I'll repeat it. As long as you can pay attention and not get bored like I do, you should be pretty good to get as far as you want. I got another order round on round 64, and I'll tell you exactly how I take out this order. First thing I do is I'll buy an artillery strike so that when the zombies do spawn in, I can put the artillery strike on the whatever it is they're hitting to stop them from destroying it, so that I can carry on shooting the order without worrying about it. So I'll just spray the order as much as possible before he comes into the map. I don't have a ring of fire here, but if I did have a ring of fire, what I would do is I would keep hold of it until he does his I don't even know, weird thing where he shows off his weak spot. I will go right as close to him as possible so I can get a good shot on him, activate my ring of fire, and usually by that point, because he's got his weak spot exposed, this part here actually, so I would go really close, I'd activate ring of fire, and usually by the time my ring of fire is finished, he'll be dead. So that's usually the strategy. If for whatever reason things do go sideways and you can't get your ring of fire down, or you don't have a ring of fire and you can't do the strategy that I've just said, just basically Keep spraying at him, get as much damage on him as you can, but make sure you're focusing on the thing that they're trying to destroy. Make sure they can't damage it too much, and then by the time you've charged your ring of fire, you can just come really close, chuck down a portal grenade, a Gersh grenade, whatever, and just use your ring of fire and spray him, get the rest of his health down. Happy days. Here we are around 70, doing the normal strategy, shoot 3 orbs, explode the last orb, get the ring of fire, and just spray. Really easy, there's not really much else to show. I would show a full round, but this isn't as quick as Die Machine, because on Die Machine you kill them out of their spawn instantly. On this, you're only killing like one set of zombies out of that barrier instantly. The rest have to come to you, so it does take a lot longer these rounds rather than on Die Machine. Same as what I did in the last round 100 video on Die Machine. In the last few rounds I'm going to use a few other strategies to make it a little bit interesting, because I've basically sat in a corner for the whole game. So skip forward to round 80, which I swear is my most unluckiest round ever. This is where I got the most bad luck. I had my first down. I don't know how it happened, because usually I do the exact same thing every time and I'm fine. I tried to use Electric Cherry to get out of the corner, but it decided it didn't want to go off, so that's nice. But luckily, it was the end of the round and I did make an easy recovery. Skip forward 5 rounds and I got another down. This one was me being an idiot. I thought my Ring of Fire would have charged, so I put myself in the corner and it was literally a kill off being charged. So I got myself trapped. I tried to use a Gersh grenade to get away, but I was too late. I went back to the courtyard to get my perks again, and with the help of a Gersh grenade, I managed to get my perks safely. It's now round 90. I had to get myself a coffee to wake myself up after those 2 downs, because I did not want to redo this again. So this is the last clip of the strategy, so I'll let this play out a little bit longer. Round 97, I did another camping strategy. I didn't actually think this was going to be like that good, but it's actually really safe and really easy to do. Only problem with this strategy is the spawns are probably a little slower than the other strategy, but this is definitely a good strategy you can do if you don't want to do the other one. I will let this one play out a little bit just so you can see how this one goes. Round 98, I decided to train in the courtyard, same as what I was doing at the start of the video, except now it's extremely difficult. This is definitely a difficult strategy, but if you think you are up to the task, then this might be a pretty quick strategy because of how fast the spawns are in this area. Also, make sure to use the war machine, not the death machine, because that's too slow. At least with the war machine you can shoot the floor if you get trapped to get yourself out. There wasn't much of a plan here. I know high round players have like a routine for their run to make it predictable, but for this I just ran wherever to survive. It probably would work better if you found a path that makes it easier and predictable, but yeah, I'll let this play out a little bit before moving on to the next round. Round 99 was the order, and I'll leave the full round play where I actually use the strategy that I talked about earlier, and you can see how effective it is on a round like this.
Artillery barrage.
And finally, we are onto the... No, we're not. What am I on about? And the final round, before we exfil, I decided to train by the helipad. I thought this one would be a good idea to do last, because it's right next to the exfil thing. You know, a little radio, whatever. This is a lot easier than training in the courtyard, and I'd probably do this one if I had to get to around 100 without camping, because the spawns are still pretty quick, and it's a lot safer. I left 2 doors closed because I thought it would make spawns better and speed the rounds up if I decided to camp there in the game. But yeah, I'll let the final round play out for a bit, and then we'll do the exfil. And finally we are on to the exfil, which I went into using the war machine and my wonder weapon. I also had my ring of fire ready, so I was not failing it this time. I took majority of them out with the war machine and then finished the rest with the wonder weapon to complete the exfil with plenty of time to spare. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if there's anything you think I need to improve on, because I know there is, let me know in the comments. Also, if you made it this far in the video, tell me what's your favourite zombie map of all time. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Soviets are targeting our position. We have about 30 seconds. That's the last one dusted. Commencing extraction. Evac successful. Returning to base. Music to my ears, Raptor 1. Bring him home.